This is the nighttime skincare routine that helped me to achieve this skin and a highly requested update on how I am now getting access to my prescription skincare products since Apostrophe has officially closed. Still can't believe that happened. I'll be applying this entire routine in real time with you guys here on camera, with the exception of makeup removal and cleansing. I've done that on camera before, but it's just so messy to like sit here in this filming space and have cleanser and water dripping onto my desk, run over to my sink to rinse it, come back. So I'm just gonna insert footage of that I already took, and then we'll do everything else again here in real time. My makeup removal process is the exact same as it was in my last nighttime skincare routine, and probably the one before that and the one before that. It really hasn't changed, but in saying that, it's not something that is the exact same every single night, because it totally depends on the kind of product that I feel like reaching for. So that could be a micellar water, and if that's the case, my go-to is still the Garnier micellar water. A cleansing balm, like my absolute favorite, the Geek and Gorgeous Mighty Melt Cleansing Balm. In case you're newer to my channel, the reason why I love this so much is because it has this really soft, pillowy texture that is not greasy whatsoever. And of course, it works great. Or a cleansing oil. There also isn't just one single cleansing oil that I use. I find myself alternating between a few that I really enjoy while also testing out new ones. So a couple that I have fully used up recently include the Skin 1004 Madagascar Centella Light Cleansing Oil. Sorry, I realized I was holding up the oil that was not what I was talking about. So that is this one. This is that one. That is this one. This is that one. You see what I'm saying? And the Prequel Pre-Cleanse Cleansing Oil. And two others that I often repurchase include the Neutrogena Fragrance-Free Body Oil and the Haru Haru Wonder Cleansing Oil. All of them have very nice, non-greasy textures, and none of them cause me to break out, which is super important for me in finding a cleansing oil that works well for me. And like I mentioned, the way that I remove makeup has not changed. I still use a microfiber towel that is soaked in water and then also soaked in the product that I am using to remove makeup. So I'll get this towel damp, then I will put on either my micellar water, cleansing oil, or cleansing balm. And this is something that I just got in a pack off of Amazon. I really love how soft they are because it does not tug on my skin or my lashes. And I will obviously list these below in addition to every single product that I talk through with you guys. After makeup removal, I am ready to cleanse my skin, and I am still using the Prequel Cleanser for that. This is my holy grail cleanser. It is so incredible. It's soft, it's hydrating, everything about it is perfect. Mainly because of the standout ingredient in this, which is not just glycerin, but 50% glycerin. So it's incredibly hydrating, but in addition to that, this also contains inulin, aloe juice, and oat kernel flour. Goodness. And before we move on to applying serums, I do want to call out that sometimes after cleansing, I will do red light therapy, which obviously only happens if I did not do it earlier in the day, but I mentioned in my morning skincare routine that I'll sometimes do red light therapy in the morning, sometimes at night. It just kind of depends on what my day looks like. But regardless of when I decide to do red light therapy, I just like to make sure that my face is freshly clean and does not have any other product on it. I have been absolutely loving my Mito red light therapy panels. So if you are interested in purchasing a panel for red light therapy, maybe you want to also get some body coverage, then that's a brand I highly recommend. I've had an incredible experience with those panels, and I do have a 5% discount code to their website. If a panel is not what you're looking for and you're more so interested in a face mask, the one that I used to use that I would still highly recommend is Current Body. And they've actually recently upgraded their face mask, so they have like a new model that has some improved features and is even better than what they had before. And I also have a discount code for that in the description box below as well. Now we are ready for serum and applying product on camera. So the first serum that I use is still the Dermatology Needleless Serum, which I need to talk to you guys about. I better roll these back. So I have basically been using this serum for just like overall anti-aging skin health purposes since I started my channel, which was like 5 years ago now. So this is a serum that has stood the test of time with me, and it's obviously one that I absolutely love. The texture of it is very light, kind of watery in the sense that it's nice and thin, super lightweight, but very hydrating. So Dermatology highlights a lot of beneficial ingredients in this serum. I won't read through every single one. Instead, I'll touch on the major ones that they're calling out, which include a proprietary trademarked technology that they have called Serapep, which is a blend of ceramides and peptides, in addition to some more standard things like hyaluronic acid and niacinamide, amongst others that you will see here on the screen. And this is a serum that is really meant to address a lot of different different concerns, which is one of the big reasons why I feel like I have loved it for so many years. While I am someone that obviously doesn't have like the most minimal basic routine ever, I would prefer to use as few serums as possible so that I don't have to have like 5 different serums to hit every single goal that I'm trying to achieve. So I have felt like this kind of nails most of those things for me, including fine lines and wrinkles, texture, elasticity, reducing redness, evening tone, soothing sensitivity. However, I am also starting to just feel curious about what else is out there in this product category, given how long it's been since I've really explored it. This is an industry that is constantly evolving. Like, we see new innovation, new technology all the time in the skincare space, which is making me wonder if there's anything else out there that I would like even better than this, that could give me even more impressive results. So all of that to say, I am still going to work through the few bottles of this that I have left, but while I am doing that, I'm going to start researching other anti-aging, just overall skin health serums. Let me know in the comments below if there are any new serums that you have been curious about, things that you have heard are supposed to be amazing that you would want me to try, because I just might have to. Moving on to another serum that I have been using for a very long time, just not quite as long as dermatology. It is the Ordinary Multi-Peptide plus Copper Peptides 1% Serum. This contains copper tripeptide in addition to several other peptides, amino acids, hydrators, hyaluronic acid, allantoin, sugar molecules. It is a stacked serum from The Ordinary, unlike a lot of their others, which really just highlight 1 to 2 beneficial ingredients. This is the texture. Obviously, it is blue, which is from that copper. No, just spilled that on me. Blue from the copper tripeptide, and compared to the dermatology serum, I would say that it's just a little bit thicker, but still is something that's very light, very hydrating, and just really nice and refreshing to apply. And the reason why I want to keep this in my routine and potentially replace dermatology instead of the other way around is really because this is my main source of copper tripeptide. That is an antioxidant that is a priority for me to keep in my routine. So this one at this point in time is not going anywhere. Okay, we removed makeup, we cleansed the skin, we applied a couple different serums. Now we are ready for my prescription topicals, which means I have to say rest in peace to Apostrophe and rest in peace to the only ongoing sponsor of this channel. I feel like I can't talk about this without addressing the obvious, which is that Apostrophe was the only brand that consistently sponsored my videos. So I think some people thought that maybe, I don't know, like I knew about the fact that they were going out of business in advance, or I don't know, just would know more than I actually did. But I found out the same day that you guys did that they were going out of business. So I was in complete shock. So while that was obviously a bummer for me in that sense, we move on. It's just fine. We'll figure it out. The bigger concern for me, honestly, was the fact that that immediately made me lose access to my topical retinoid prescription, which had just changed to tazarotene a few months prior. And I found out through this process is a retinoid that is notoriously difficult to get access to, especially in an affordable way. Basically, none of the other online compound pharmacy options provide tazarotene. So I checked Agency, I checked Curology, GoodRx, Dermatica, all brands that I have actually used before. I had good experiences with all of those brands when I was using them for tretinoin purposes, but none of them offer tazarotene. So I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? But I actually found out that Dr. Luke Maxfield, who is one of 2 of the Dr. Lee channel here on YouTube, started a compounding pharmacy online called Scriptderm, and they offer tazarotene. So I was like, perfect, sold, here's my solution. That's what I was going to do until I looked into it further and realized that they didn't carry the second prescription that I had also started when I switched to tazarotene, azelaic acid. So I did some more digging, tried to find a brand that did offer azelaic acid as a standalone. I messaged Agency and they were like, no, we don't do that. We'll put like 5% into a formula that you're using that has other ingredients, but we don't offer just like a 15% azelaic acid solution, which is what I was prescribed from Apostrophe. So I was like, rats, am I not gonna be able to find this? Then I figured out that Dermatica actually carries it and you don't need a prescription for it. So you can get both 15 and 20% azelaic acid, just like you would purchasing any other skincare product directly from Dermatica's website. So that was potentially going to be my solution, but I still just wanted to go into my dermatologist to see what all of my options were. And they told me that insurance rarely covers tazarotene. They actually looked while I was in the office and were like, yep, it says that your insurance won't cover it. It's going to be over $200 a bottle. So I was like, And they said what they do as a solve for that is just use a compounding pharmacy online. They had one that was not one of those big name brands that we're used to, but like they just tell their patients to do that same thing through an online pharmacy so that they can get access to it for a more affordable cost. So at that point, I was like, okay, well then sounds like I'll just do Script Dermatica, but I do get some of my other prescriptions through the Amazon pharmacy. So I was like, I'm just gonna check and see, because you can look up specific medications and it will tell you both the non-insurance price and then the with insurance price. So I was like, I'm just gonna look up 0.05% to Zerotine and see what it says. And for whatever reason, that specific topical on Amazon Pharmacy was covered by my insurance. So because I can get both 15% azelaic acid and 0.05% to Zerotine, which is what I was using through Apostrophe, covered through insurance through Amazon Pharmacy, delivered straight to me. That's how I do other medications. That is what I am doing because that is easiest and most cost effective for me at this point. And I know that that was a very long-winded story, but I wanted to explain all of that in case any of you are in a position that I thought that I was, which was that insurance was not going to cover that for me. So if that's the case for you and what you're looking for is a tazarotene prescription, then I would highly recommend checking out Script Derm. If you are somebody that is just looking for azelaic acid, then I would check out Dermatica. Okay, now we can move on. I have to say, I do not miss this about these prescription medication bottles. It has been years since I've had a bottle like this, and God, they're just like gross and drippy. No. So I start with azelaic acid first, and mine says that it's a gel, but this is a cream. I don't know, maybe there's like an even thicker option than that. This is definitely not something that I would call a gel, but I digress, and I'll just do a small amount, enough to cover my full face of that. After that, I will do 0.05% to Zerotene. This one claims to be a cream, which it also is. And I will also do just enough to cover my full face with that. Tazarotene is still treating my skin beautifully. I'm having no issues, no irritation, dryness, flaking, nothing like that whatsoever. And my breakouts are back to under control. Thank goodness. Now we're ready to move on to moisturizer and eye cream, and the order that I apply these two things really depends on both the kind of moisturizer and kind of eye cream I'm using. Because for example, the combination that I have been using over the past couple of months is the Numbuzin #1 Pantothenic B5 Active Soothing Cream with the Bioma Barrier Repair Eye Cream, and this is very, very light. I'll show you. It's a super lightweight thin gel, like this kind of texture, where it's a mixture kind of between like a serum and a moisturizer. Might as well put that on while we're at it. I am obsessed with this stuff. Oh my God. And this is a new jar because I just used up a jar that I had been using every single night for a couple months, because I am absolutely obsessed with not only that texture and how it feels to apply, but how hydrating it is, how juicy it makes my skin look. It's so good. And because it's significantly lighter weight than the eye cream I've been using from Bioma, I've been applying that first, then this when I use that combo. And if you are curious, standout ingredients in this Numbuzin cream include pantothenic acid, niacinamide, and zinc PCA, and this is fragrance and essential oil free. But I also did start testing out another moisturizer recently after I used up that one from Numbuzin. This is a new launch from Experiment. It's called the Molecular Mesh Barrier Strengthening Moisturizer, and I have probably been using this for close to 4 weeks now, and I'm really enjoying it. It has such a unique texture. Experiment describes this as a silky, stretchable texture, and I can't think of another moisturizer I've tried that has a texture like this, so it's a little difficult for me to describe because there is something gel-like about it, but obviously it's not nearly as light and like watery of a gel as the Numbuzin cream, but there's a definite difference in texture between this Experiment moisturizer and one that is kind of just like a classic creamy moisturizer, because this one from Experiment is not like that. This semi-rich, breathable formula is powerful yet lightweight. Agreed. It has 10% glycerin and diglycerin in addition to safflower seed oil, petrolatum, centella liposome, squalane, ectoin, phospholipids, phytofungicine, and whatever this word is. And this one's also fragrance and essential oil free. So I've really been enjoying this one as well, and I'm liking how different it is. I just think that there's something fun about applying a product that has such a unique texture that also gives you really nice results. I think both of these are great options for warmer weather months. You'll probably just prefer Numbuzin if you're super oily, whereas Experiment would be nice if you're a little bit drier, but my skin leans oily and I really love both. Okay, back to eye cream. Again, this is the Bioma Barrier Repair Eye Cream, and as you will see here, this has has a true cream texture. You know what? I'm gonna put Experiment right next to it so you can see the difference. Experiment is blue and then Bioma is this one. I have really been enjoying this Bioma eye cream. I love how rich and moisturizing it is. It contains a barrier lipid complex, hyaluronic acid, ectoin, copper tripeptide 1, shea butter, cacao seed butter, and Japanese gold thread root extract. And I think this is officially my favorite nighttime eye cream that I've tried from the drugstore, but it's obviously not the only eye cream that I have been using in my nighttime routine. Before this, I was using the Beauty of Joseon Retinol Eye Serum, and that one is really, really nice, but after it ran out, I was like, let's give this a go. Obviously, this one does not contain retinol, so you can't really compare them in that sense, but just texture-wise, again, I do really like this for a thicker, more moisturizing option. If you are interested in a couple other options, 2 more eye creams that I really love and have repurchased multiple times are the IT Cosmetics Confidence in an Eye Cream and the P. Young King Yule Black Tea Ferment Eye Cream. Both of those are great for richer, creamier options if you want something that's a bit thicker and more moisturizing. But if you're looking for one that is more treatment focused, like has retinol, then Beauty of Joseon is great. All right, we are ready to seal everything up with some slugging, which starts off with the CeraVe Healing Ointment for me. This is something that I am still only using around my eyes and still absolutely loving for that purpose. If you have not seen this before, she is a thick, thick ointment. And I don't go crazy with the amount of this that I apply around my eyes. I would say I just do a thin layer underneath, around, and on top of my eyelids. Juicy. And then I have to slug my lips as well. Sometimes I'll do a lip balm, like, let's use this one now because this is what's in my drawer, the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm in vanilla. Sometimes I'll do this first. Oh God, this stuff smells and feels so good. And then do a layer of Vaseline Lip Therapy on top. Oh God, this duo, you guys. You will never have dry lips again, I'm telling you. And that is the final step in my nighttime skincare routine. Once I look like I've put cooking oil spray on my face, that's how I know it's time to go to bed.
And there we go, guys. It's time for me to get in bed. This has been fun.
I feel like this was a little bit jumpy and all over the place. I apologize for that. I just want to give you guys as much context and information as possible, knowing the questions that I expect to get when I post a video like this. Like, for example, I've gotten a lot of questions on that Zerotine experience and what I would recommend if you can't get it through insurance. So that's why I wanted to just give you every single detail possible. It's who I am. I can't help it. Let me know what questions you have in the comments below, and I will answer as many of them as I possibly can. Thank you so much for watching this video and for watching all of my videos. I love the freaking heck out of you guys. There will not be an upload next Sunday because of Memorial Day, but then we'll be right back to it the Sunday after that. I know that for the past 4 or 5 years, I have not really skipped any holiday uploads. I just have kept on moving throughout all of them, but because my sister is editing my videos, it's really important to me that I make sure that she has time to take some time off and not be on such an insane work schedule like I am. So stay tuned for my next video in a couple of weeks. I cannot wait to chat with you guys in the comments then, but in the meantime, we can chat in the comments on this video, and I will still be uploading short form videos over on Instagram and TikTok. So until then, I hope you have an amazing Memorial Day and start to your summer.